What are some specific tools that people can use to develop this growth mindset? Are they similar to the ones we just spoke about, thinking big picture, or is this something more specific?
Yeah. So thinking big picture is just a way to get us, like, helping us to understand what are our values, and then, deciding whether these particular actions align with those values.
Yeah.
To foster a growth mindset, I think an easy example is thinking about how would you respond to your child? Like, let's say that they're 6 years old, like my son is. And if he were to come to me and say, Mom, I'm not a good drummer. I'll say, well, he's 6, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he can't sit on the throne and like reach the pedals at the same time. So do I accept that he is not a good drummer, that he's born as a bad drummer? No, I say, you're not a good drummer yet, although he is a good drummer, but like,
Yeah.
you're not as good as this person yet. So adding that yet is a totally different mindset, right? It's a very different way of framing the issue. When kids, I work with high schoolers and middle schoolers also, and trying to grow their leadership skills. And when they say like, oh, what do leaders need to have? Well, a leader in this space, when we're talking to computer engineering students or girls who are learning to code, oh, I'm not good at coding, or I'm not good, I'm not good at coding yet. Right. And
Right.
you say yet, and that just means there's a chance that it will. In fact, there's a high likelihood when you say yet that you will grow those skills. Yeah. So when we're talking to other people or talking to ourselves, we can just think about that. It's a major difference in like the psychology of that experience, of that mindset, with one simple word. The other thing is we can think about how we give praise, how we talk to ourselves, how we give praise to other people. I'll talk about that in a second, but let's juxtapose it against, criticism, constructive criticism. You need to tell somebody that they haven't done well in their job, or a family member. You need to tell your spouse that they've fallen short. Now, would you come in and say like, God, you're really stupid? No, of course not. You would never say that. A boss would never come in and say, what the problem is? That was a really stupid decision. Right? Or like, oh, you're a stupid person. Like, no, you would never say that. You would never put those labels, those negative labels on a person. And, I'm sure we're all cringing even hearing like those words. Like, of course you would never say that.
Yep.
But we do put those labels on people when we're giving praise. Like, think about how you talk to children, right? Is that we say like, oh my gosh, oh, you're such a good artist. That picture is so cool. You did such a great job drawing that. You're an amazing artist. We use these trait labels all the time. And we do that often when we talk to adults as well. Like, you're a really great interviewer. You're a really great interviewer. And you actually are, but that's a trait label on you. It's giving you like a noun. We're putting a noun on you. You're a great interviewer. Well, what happens if you ask a question then that like isn't so great, that somebody doesn't really like, or an interview that doesn't go well? If I have said, you are this kind of person, when you experience an obstacle to that, that's maybe discordant with that label, it's really scary, because now it means that your identity has been undermined rather than it just being a blip. We all make mistakes. We all experience obstacles. But if we think about ourselves in terms of these traits, one specific action, one anecdote can undermine that whole sense of self. And that's why it's pretty dangerous even to give praise using those trait labels, because it tells people like, you are this kind of person and you're not this kind of person, rather than we're evolving, we're growing, we're learning, we're always changing. And through new experiences, we learn new skills and find out what we love and what we don't love. So, that's something to be mindful of if we're trying to instill a growth orientation, is to think about adding that word yet when we might be inclined to put those trait labels on ourselves. And also to avoid it when we're thinking even about how to give and receive flattery.